In today's video, I'd like to discern what I believe is George Lucas's sequel trilogy from Disney's sequel trilogy. It's probably no secret that I'm not a fan of the sequel trilogy that we got from Disney. I also don't know if I believe everything that they have said was George Lucas's ideas, partially because of this.
Who is this guy? How did the most optimistic, hopeful character in the galaxy turn into this hermit who says it's time for the Jedi to end? I read that and I said, what? I mean, that's not what a Jedi does. I mean, a Jedi is optimistic. A Jedi has tenacity. He never gives up. He doesn't secrete himself on an island. But you'll see.
Now, we know George Lucas had talks with Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher about the sequel trilogy in 2012. According to Disney, Luke was always meant by George Lucas to be a Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now type character. Okay, if that were true, why was Mark Hamill so shocked that Luke was that in Episode 8? If he had talked to George Lucas about Luke's fate in the sequel trilogy, why was he so shocked that they used that idea for a later movie? George Lucas gave, in an interview with Paul Duncan, his ideas for what the sequel trilogy would have been. On the subject, he said, I had planned for the first trilogy to be about the father, the second trilogy to be about the son, and the third trilogy to be about the daughter and the grandchildren. Now, we can go on debates over whether George Lucas's treatments evolved over time and that wasn't the direction he was going to go with. But if that were the case and he was going to use Darth Talon, why is it Darth Talon is seen in the sequel trilogy concept art at a cantina and later trying to redevelop her design? I think it's pretty fair to say that the original sequel trilogy was going to be about Darth Maul becoming the godfather of crime. Darth Talon was going to be the new Vader-esque figure. Luke was going to rebuild the Jedi Order, looking for survivors of Order 66 and training 2- and 3-year-olds. And Leia was going to take over the New Republic as the Supreme Chancellor of everything, becoming a chosen one. Not the chosen one like Darth Vader, but a chosen one. How the children would play in, I can only guess. Probably the son would be tempted to the dark side by Darth Talon, like in the concept art. And the niece would probably be the one Luke trained to pass down the lightsaber to as the new Solo Skywalker generation. Again, that part is just speculation because we haven't heard exactly what George would do with the children. Also, of course, the wills that he talked about with James Cameron. To be honest, I don't think Taran, Winky, Thea was going to be part of the sequel trilogy plans, at least as heavy as Disney has made it out to be. That's just me personally. I could be wrong. But given that George had said that the trilogy was going to be about the daughter and the grandchildren, I don't think Taran would have had a big role like she would have, according to Disney. Honestly, I believe Taran was the niece at one point, and Disney changed her into a nobody type character. Similar with Sam Skylar in the concept art of The Force Awakens. And also, of course, the Jedi Killer. As to Luke dying in Episode 8, I don't know if I personally believe that either. When Mark Hamill gave an interview with IGN, he said Luke would die at the end of Episode 9 after he trained Leia. Under it, it said that was probably old ideas that were later incorporated into Episode 6, so who knows. Anyway, what are your thoughts on everything that I presented? Give me a comment down below, give me a like, follow, send out the video if you like it. Who knows? What do you think George Lucas's sequel trilogy ideas were? Would they have fit with the EU? Would they have been new ideas altogether ignoring the EU? Would they have matched more the Disney sequel trilogy we got? Just let me know.